If over 100,000 people a day go to a parking lot for healthcare instead of their doctor or a hospital or a clinic, it really tells you something about the demand for an alternative approach to healthcare. There are a lot of unmet public health needs in the US around accessible, affordable, convenient healthcare that Curative can fill. Curative's mission is to end COVID, simply.
What makes Curative's approach unique is that we are a full stack company. And what I mean by that is that we have a soup to nuts approach to beating COVID. Everything from reaching out to patients, finding locations, building new testing modalities, and then getting results to patients. Everything from beginning to end.
Curative is a very different take on a diagnostics company. We're much more concerned about the patient experience as a whole. In COVID, with high throughput testing, with the needs of millions of Americans needing to get a test every day, I think that's really, really important. And I think that approach to really thinking about how you collect the patient sample, how you build labs purpose-built for fast turnaround, and end-to-end worrying about that patient experience, I think is a different approach.
For the longest time, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, what was considered the gold standard for COVID testing were these nasopharyngeal NP swabs, where a medical practitioner had to stick a swab deep inside someone's nose. Sometimes it'd be nicknamed a brain tickler, and that wasn't very good for public health because people would be afraid of getting that kind of test. So when Curative came on the scene, we introduced an oral fluid test, which is just as easy as brushing your teeth. You're just taking a swab all around your mouth, and it's painless, easy, you can do it yourself, you don't require so much PPE. So this really helped make testing accessible all across the country, because a test that people are afraid of taking is not very helpful from a public health perspective.
If you have an R&D team in-house developing new assays and taking them to market, you can scale them very quickly.
At this point, we've done almost 7 million tests across the whole country, and we've set up over 8,000 testing sites. Here in California, in particular, we are the largest testing provider, and we can still turn around our results in 24 to 48 hours.
Curative has done an incredible job working with the states and counties that are looking to invest, as it provides them the playbook of how to operationalize non-clinical test sites.
One of the ways that Curative has made testing more accessible is the different modalities in which we bring testing to folks, whether that be in a drive-through setting, kiosk, or a mobile van. So we're trying to think of a holistic approach. How do we get everyone tested? Curative runs the largest drive-thrus in the entire country. Our biggest one is located at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, where up to 10,000 people a day get tested in one drive-thru location.
Just recently, we introduced testing for antibody to COVID, and this test is performed from saliva, not from blood. And this test also could be really useful in combination with vaccine treatment. And that is something that we invested heavily earlier this year. And now we are moving this saliva testing for antibody into production.
The diagnostics industry hasn't really changed in 40 years. The business models are pretty outdated or broken. So I see a true opportunity for Curative to shake that up. Curative has never put itself in a box or only ever offered just one thing. To beat COVID, we're gonna need to do PCR tests and rapid antigen tests and antibody testing and deploy COVID vaccines. Curative is able to deliver all of those, so I think the future is bright and will be at the center of beating COVID.
Main mission of Curative is to make COVID to go away faster. Everybody is tired, everybody had enough. I'd really like us to go back to normal life as soon as possible.
Curative revolutionized high throughput fast turnaround COVID testing, and I think it's very exciting to think about where we could revolutionize diagnostics next.